it is day 2, Watercolor Month. Let's see what our second flower is going to be. All right, so as a reminder, this was day 1's flower, and here is what we painted. Let's open the book randomly, and day 2 is going to be a forget-me-not. Okay, so this is the forget-me-not. It says it is blue, and it is in the winter and spring. So let me get kind of a close-up for you here of this flower. This one is a lot of leaves, a lot of stems, and some little bitty tiny baby flowers. So we'll probably like focus in on like a little section, so it's more flower than just the green stem and stuff. But taking note, these leaves are kind of long and rounded. Some jagged ones also, just from being bitten on by bugs, I'm assuming. But they are little tiny blue flowers with a dot of yellow in the center. I'm trying to determine, it looks like they have 5 petals. So this should be fun. All right, let's go ahead and get some paints out. So once again, I'm going to use this little binder clip and put it right there, kind of hold the page, set this to the side, and let's get out some colors that we'd like to use. All right, so these flowers are blue, but they kind of lean a little bit purple. Let's mix up a color that we like. All right, I am actually going to take some of King's Royal Blue. And then we're going to mix in a little bit of French Ultramarine. Beautiful. And then I want a touch of a purple. So I'm going to take a tiny bit of Amethyst Genuine from Daniel Smith. Just to, yeah, that's beautiful. Okay, so I am going to be using this brush. This is a natural hair brush. This is not necessary. It is not a cheap brush, but you can use any little round brush. This is just the one I'm using right now. This is the Rhapsody Kolinsky Sable. This is a size 2, and it's pretty short, but if you look at it, it looks kind of like the shape of the petals on this. So basically we can just like place the brush down and make flower petals. So let's go ahead and dive in. I'm actually going to put this right here so we can see it a little bit, and my little dish right here. Okay. All right, so these are really, really tiny and hard to see, which actually can work to your advantage when painting because it can just be little blobs of color. But we're going to put 5 petals on this thing, and I'm kind of just placing the tip out and pushing it down, and if you need to refine your shape you can, but we're making little stars basically. And after each one I'm going to put a drop of yellow in the center. I think I'm actually going to use lemon yellow. It's not my traditional yellow that I use, but it looks pretty bright on these flowers. So we're going to take a touch of that yellow and just drop it in the center while it's wet. There we go. And there's one little bitty baby flower. So copy and repeat. Do that over and over, and just remember that there's some that are like poking behind others. You only see a couple of petals here and there. So we're just gonna put petals everywhere, and they are in like clusters. So here's another one. I'm gonna take like the side of one, so you see a little bit. They don't all need to look exactly like a little star. So we're gonna connect these together with the stems in just a minute. Okay, I'm gonna go up here, do the same thing. I made these shorter so it looks like it's tilted. ran out of my blues. Let's get some more. King's Royal, French Ultramarine, and Amethyst. Okay. And it's okay if you have some color variation, if there's slightly different blues throughout. So you got some in shadow. We've got a whole bunch of different flowers. So we're gonna put some more petals just coming out. So do a few that actually look like them, and then do some that just look like petals, like you see one or two poking out from behind. Tap some yellow in there. Okay, to start kind of connecting these, I'm going to take some green, and this is pretty watered down. So I just want to kind of map what's going on here. Put little stems coming down through that, and then we're going to pull this all the way down, just like that. Perfect. I want maybe one more little cluster coming here. And then we're gonna put some leaves. Again, these are like long, rounded leaves. We have some like twisted around. Some coming up here. And then I'm going to take this little dotting tool. While these are still wet, I'm going to put a vein going down the center of these leaves. So if you just press lightly as that dries, you'll see a line where the paint settles. Okay. All right. So let's get a couple of flowers right here. I want this one kind of a side view, curving up like that. And then let's just put kind of some petals coming here. And we'll put just a couple of little, that one's not going to have a yellow dot because the way it's facing. I can put one there. And that stem there. There we go. All right, it needs some more leaves because this is a very leaf heavy flower. Okay. All right, I'm gonna put some wiggly, jaggedy ones in here. They've been eaten by bugs and stuff. Down there. One that's fat and goes to really skinny because we only see the side of it. There we go. There we go. And if some of these blue petals are still wet, you can also do little veining lines with your dotting tool. I think mine are pretty dry, so this isn't doing anything. But that would have been a good little bit of detail to add to it. So I don't want to go too detailed on these. I just want to keep them nice and pretty and simple. And then we're going to add our finishing touches. We're going to get some blue on here and just splatter some paint. And I will probably do, I don't know if I want to do this on all of them. I kind of want to keep them consistent. So I think I'm going to keep this style like this. But you can also do the drip background that I like to do, or you can color the entire background if you want. I have a video on different backgrounds to paint with watercolor, so if you want ideas for what else you could do besides splattering paint, I'll link that video below so you can check that out. But here is day 2, Watercolor Month, a flower every day. And I hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope that you come back for tomorrow's. But if you did enjoy this, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already and you want to see those future videos, hit that subscribe button down below, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Okay, this is called Forget Me Not.